Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to dive into a fascinating coin that has been turning heads in the numismatic world, the 1978 no-mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. You may have heard rumors of coins worth millions, but this particular one could leave you in awe. Let's get into the details and uncover the truth behind its rarity, value, and why it could be worth up to $1.9 million. The Jefferson nickel, first minted in 1938, has a rich history tied to the legacy of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin features a portrait of Jefferson on the obverse, while the reverse shows his home, Monticello, the iconic estate in Virginia. Fast forward to 1978, a year that marks a very special issue within the series. As with most U.S. coins, we expect them to bear a mint mark indicating where they were produced, either the Philadelphia Mint, denoted with no mint mark, or the Denver Mint, marked with a D. But in 1978, there was a rare error coin that lacked the expected mint mark. The 1978 no mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel is highly sought after because it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, but never received its typical P mint mark. Normally, all coins produced in Philadelphia after 1979 would bear the P mint mark, but in this case, the error went unnoticed, making the 1978 no mint mark version an anomaly. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, collectors of error coins and rare finds know that missing mint marks or other imperfections can increase the value of a coin. The fact that this coin was produced without a mint mark at all makes it a genuine treasure for serious numismatists. It's believed that only a small handful of these coins were made, which adds to its rarity. So, what makes the 1978 no-mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel worth such an enormous amount? Coins like this, especially when in mint or near-mint condition, can fetch astronomical prices. For the 1978 no-mint Mark Jefferson nickel, the value comes from the rarity, the demand among collectors, and the sheer uniqueness of the piece. While a typical 1978 Jefferson nickel in good condition is worth only a few cents, the no-mint mark version can skyrocket in value. Some collectors have paid anywhere from tens of thousands to even over $1 million for this rare coin, especially if it's in perfect condition, graded by trusted institutions like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, (NGC), or Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS). There have been reports of the 1978 no-mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel fetching up to $1.9 million at auction, though these sales are extremely rare. Such a price reflects not just the rarity, but also the fervor of collectors chasing after one of the most elusive and unique coins from the 20th century. How can I tell if I have one of these coins? Well, the key indicator is simple: check the reverse of the coin. Unlike most coins from that era, which either have a D for Denver or no mint mark at all for Philadelphia, the 1978 no mint mark coin is the one that doesn't have any mint mark at all. To be sure that you have a genuine 1978 no mint mark nickel, you'll need to verify its authenticity. This means having it professionally graded and appraised by a trusted coin grading service. If you're lucky enough to have one of these error coins in your possession, you could be holding on to a potential goldmine. Like any rare item, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its market value. Coins that are in mint or near mint condition, meaning they have very few marks or imperfections, are worth far more than those that are worn down from handling. If your coin has any wear, scratches, or discoloration, it will reduce its value significantly. For a coin to reach the high values we're talking about, it needs to be professionally graded and preserved. This ensures that it will hold its value over time and can be sold at the highest possible price if you choose to part with it. In the world of numismatics, rarity is the name of the game. The 1978 no-mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel is one of those rare pieces that can truly make a difference in a collection. This coin is sought after by collectors due to its historical significance, its rarity, and the intriguing error behind it. As we mentioned earlier, only a few of these coins were made, and because they were produced in such a short time frame, they are harder to find today. Collectors know that owning a piece like this adds an incredible amount of value to their collection, and it's one of the reasons why auction houses and collectors are willing to pay millions of dollars to own it. To wrap things up, the 1978 no-mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel is one of the rarest and most valuable coins on the market today. Whether it's worth the rumored $1.9 million depends on its condition, rarity, and demand in the market. But if you find one, especially in pristine condition, you could be holding a true treasure that could make you a millionaire. So, check your coin collection and see if you have one of these gems. You might be surprised by what you find. If you do have one, consider getting it graded and appraised to unlock its true market potential. 1981 P Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson Nickel. This seemingly ordinary coin is currently valued at an astounding $1.7 million, and in this video, we'll dive deep into why this is one of the most remarkable finds in the world of numismatics. So, make sure to stick around as we uncover the history, rarity, and market value of this extraordinary coin. At first glance, the 1981 P Monticello Jefferson nickel might appear to be just like any other circulating coin from the early 80s. Featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse, it's a design that we've seen for decades. But there's more to this nickel than meets the eye. First, let's talk about the history of the Jefferson nickel. Introduced in 1938, it has become one of the most iconic coins in American history. The reverse side of the coin features Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's home in Virginia, symbolizing the founding principles of liberty and democracy. This design has remained largely unchanged for over 80 years, with minor updates and adjustments throughout the decades. The 1981 coin in particular, minted at the Philadelphia Mint and marked with a P, is notable for a special error that makes it a highly sought-after rarity among collectors. Before we delve into the error that makes this coin so valuable, let's quickly talk about the significance of the P Mint mark. In 1981, the Philadelphia Mint began adding the P Mint mark to coins, marking the first time the Mint mark had been used on nickels since the 1940s. This addition made the 1981 P Monticello Jefferson nickel a unique part of American coinage history. However, it's the error in the coin's design that catapulted its value into the millions. In certain cases, a number of 1981 P nickels were struck with a double die error. This error occurs when a coin is struck twice by the dies, causing the design elements to be duplicated or misaligned. In the case of the 1981 P Monticello Jefferson nickel, this error is visible in the details of Monticello on the reverse side of the coin, making it instantly recognizable to collectors. On a typical 1981 P Monticello Jefferson nickel, Monticello appears crisp and clean. But with the double die error, you'll notice a blurry, double-struck image of Monticello. The error can be subtle, but for an experienced numismatist, it's an instant giveaway. So, why is this coin worth $1.7 million? It all comes down to rarity and demand. The double die error on the 1981 P Monticello Jefferson nickel is incredibly rare. Only a small number of these coins were produced, and even fewer remain in excellent condition. When this coin hit the auction block, collectors went into a bidding frenzy. The $1.7 million value reflects the extreme rarity, the historical significance, and the growing interest in error coins among high-end collectors. Error coins like this are highly prized because they represent a piece of history that's gone wrong, but in a way that has made them even more valuable. In fact, the 1981 P double die Monticello Jefferson nickel has set new benchmarks in the coin collecting world. It's proof that sometimes, mistakes can be worth more than the original. Another factor driving the value of this coin is its condition. Coins like the 1981 P Monticello Jefferson nickel are often graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades representing better preservation and sharpness of detail. The $1.7 million coin that we're discussing here was graded at a near-perfect level, making it even more desirable for collectors looking to own a piece of numismatic history. While most of us might encounter 1981 P Monticello Jefferson nickels in our change jars, the chances of finding one with this error are extremely slim. And even if you do find one, the value will depend largely on the condition of the coin and whether or not it carries the coveted double die error. So, there you have it. The 1981 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel is a prime example of how rarity, historical significance, and even errors can shape the value of a coin. A single coin with the double die error could be worth $1.7 million, and it's a reminder of how exciting and unpredictable the world of coin collecting can be. The world of numismatics is full of surprises, and you never know what treasures might be hiding in your pocket change. 1981 D. Monticello Jefferson nickel. It might seem like a regular coin, but its market value has soared, and it could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. That's right, the humble nickel could be hiding a fortune, and in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why and how you can spot it. The 1981 D. Jefferson nickel features the classic design of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. This coin, like all nickels, is made of a copper-nickel blend, and it was minted at the Denver Mint. The reverse side features Monticello, Jefferson's famous estate, which has been a part of the design since 1938. However, what sets the 1981 D apart from other Jefferson nickels isn't its design but its rarity and unique characteristics that make it extremely valuable. The value of a coin is often determined by its rarity, condition, and any unique errors it might contain. The 1981 D Jefferson nickel, in particular, is famous for a very specific error that makes it one of the most coveted coins in the collecting world. This rare variant is a proof-like coin that was struck using a worn die, which caused the image of Monticello on the reverse to appear noticeably weak and off-center. This error is highly sought after because it makes the coin stand out from the vast number of regular 1981 D nickels. Another factor contributing to its high value is its condition. In numismatics, the grade of the coin is incredibly important. Coins in higher grades, like those that are well preserved and free of major scratches or imperfections, can fetch much higher prices. The 1981 D Monticello Jefferson nickel in excellent condition, especially one with the error or anomaly, is extremely rare, and that's why it commands such a high market value. You might be wondering, how does a coin that was worth only 5 cents at the time of release end up being worth up to $1.4 million? Well, that's where the rarity and demand come into play. The market value of coins like the 1981 D Monticello Jefferson nickel isn't just based on its face value. It's determined by how many of these errors exist, how many collectors are actively looking for them, and how much someone is willing to pay for such a rare piece of history. Coins like the 1981 D Monticello Jefferson nickel are often sold at auctions or private sales. A well-preserved, high-grade example with the error can fetch anywhere from a few $1,000s to hundreds of thousands, depending on the buyer's interest and the coin's unique features. In rare cases, these coins have reached a staggering value of up to $1.4 million. This might sound unbelievable, but it's true, especially when a coin is considered one of the finest known examples and is part of an elite collection. If you have a 1981 D Jefferson nickel in your collection, or you're out coin hunting, you'll want to know what to look for. Here are a few key features to help you spot a coin with potential value. The primary feature of the rare 1981 D is a weakly struck Monticello on the reverse. If the design appears blurry or faded, this could indicate the error coin you're looking for. The depth and clarity of Monticello should be clear, so if it looks off, you may have a valuable find on your hands. Coins in better condition, those that show little wear, have no major scratches, and maintain a shiny appearance, are much more valuable. Higher grade coins are always in demand. While the weak strike is the most well-known, there may be other subtle errors on the coin that could increase its value, such as off-center strikes or other die-related issues. If you suspect you have a rare 1981 D Monticello Jefferson nickel, it's always best to have it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or ncaa. They can authenticate the coin and determine its grade, which will significantly impact its market value. The reason collectors go after these coins so aggressively is because of the rarity and the historical significance of the errors. The 1981 D Monticello Jefferson nickel is not just a piece of U.S. currency. It's a rare error coin that offers collectors a glimpse into the history of minting mistakes. Coin collectors and investors alike are always on the lookout for these hidden gems, and the market for them continues to grow. So, there you have it, a closer look at the 1981 D Monticello Jefferson nickel and why it can be worth up to $1.4 million. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare error coins in your collection, it could be your ticket to a life-changing windfall. Always keep an eye out for unusual features, and don't forget to check the condition of your coins. You never know what might be hiding in your collection. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you'd like to learn more about other valuable coins. 1982 D Jefferson nickel. If you're a coin collector or just curious about what makes certain coins worth a fortune, you're going to want to stick around for this one because this particular nickel has been known to fetch an astonishing price of up to $1.7 million in the right conditions. That's right, a nickel worth $1.5 million. Let's break down why this coin is so valuable and what makes it stand out among the countless others minted that year. The 1982 D Jefferson nickel is a regular issue coin from the United States, and on the surface, it might appear as just another circulating nickel from the early 80s. It was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark, and it features Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse. The reverse shows Jefferson's home, Monticello, which has been the standard design for this coin since 1938. However, like many coins, not all 1982 D Jefferson nickels are created equal, and some rare varieties have made their way into the market that are worth a lot more than their face value. Now, you may be wondering, what makes this particular nickel so special? Well, the key lies in an extremely rare variety of this coin known as the double die variety. This is a type of minting error where the design on the coin is struck more than once, causing the images to be doubled, which creates a noticeable shift, or doubling, effect. In the case of the 1982 D Jefferson nickel, the error occurred in the design on the obverse, particularly around Jefferson's eye, hair, and some of the lettering. This type of error is extremely rare, and it's this rarity that leads to the coin's sky-high value in today's market. The 1982 D double die Jefferson nickel didn't make headlines when it was first released. In fact, most people didn't even notice the error when they received these coins in circulation. It wasn't until years later when collectors and numismatists started scrutinizing the 1982 D nickels more closely that the error was discovered. It's also important to note that most of the 1982 D Jefferson nickels in circulation are not the double die variety, so finding one can be extremely challenging. The specific error can be difficult to spot without a trained eye, so collectors often use magnifying tools to examine the coin in greater detail. The doubling effect around Jefferson's features is the key identifier. If you have one of these coins in your collection, it might be worth getting it graded by a professional to verify its authenticity and potential value. Just how much is the 1982 D double die Jefferson nickel worth? In the right condition, and with the right buyers, this coin has been known to sell for up to $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. That price is not an exaggeration, and there have been actual sales where collectors have been willing to pay this amount for a well-preserved, high-quality example of this rare error coin. The reason for such a high price is the rarity of the coin. Fewer than 10 known examples of this double die variety have been found, and that small number, combined with the demand from collectors and investors, has driven up the price over the years. Coins with this kind of rarity and historical significance often fetch high prices at auction, and the 1982 D double die Jefferson nickel is no exception. The value of this coin is primarily driven by two factors: rarity and demand. Coins with minting errors are always more valuable than regular coins, especially when they are as distinctive as this one. When a coin has a clear, identifiable error, it becomes more desirable to collectors. The 1982 D Jefferson nickel is a perfect example of how an imperfection during the minting process can turn a simple nickel into a multi-million-dollar treasure. Additionally, collectors often seek out these error coins not just for their rarity, but for their unique place in U.S. coin history. The 1982 D double die Jefferson nickel represents a moment in time when a minor mistake during production led to something far more valuable than anyone could have anticipated. For those of you wondering how a coin could be worth such a staggering amount, let's take a closer look at the rare coin market. Coins like the 1982 D. Jefferson nickel are highly coveted by serious collectors, investors, and even museums. Collectors will pay top dollar for pieces with historical significance, especially when they are one of a kind or very rare. The auction houses that deal in high-value coins often see prices go for astronomical amounts when the coin in question is both rare and in good condition. A coin like the 1982 D double-die Jefferson nickel isn't just a piece of change, it's a historical artifact with a fascinating story, and that makes it incredibly valuable. If you're out hunting for coins, it's important to know what to look for to identify a 1982 D double-die Jefferson nickel. As mentioned earlier, the doubling effect is most noticeable around Jefferson's face, particularly in the areas of his eye and hair. The letters in Liberty and In God We Trust may also show slight doubling. The best way to examine a coin is by using a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to inspect the areas of concern. And remember, finding one of these nickels is no easy feat, so keep your eyes peeled. So, there you have it, the 1982 D. Jefferson nickel and why it's worth a staggering $1.7 million. This coin may look like just another nickel on the surface, but when you dig a little deeper, you'll see why it's so highly prized among collectors. The rare double-die error makes it one of the most sought-after coins in the modern era of U.S. minting. If you happen to come across a 1982 D. Jefferson nickel, be sure to take a closer look. You might just have a fortune in your pocket. As always, if you're new to the world of coin collecting, make sure to do your research, get coins properly graded, and consult with professionals to determine the value of any rare pieces you find. 1989 D. Monticello Jefferson nickel. You've probably seen these coins before, but did you know that some of them could be worth an astonishing $1.9 million? That's right. We're about to uncover the story behind this rare coin and explore how it's captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. So grab your magnifying glass and let's get started. First, let's talk about the coin itself. The 1989 D. Monticello Jefferson nickel features the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, designed by artist Felix Schlag. On the reverse, we see Monticello, Jefferson's home, engraved with the words E pluribus unum and Monticello. This nickel is part of the long-running Jefferson nickel series, which began in 1938. The 1989 D coin, specifically minted at the Denver Mint, carries a mint mark, D, to signify its origin. Normally, this nickel would be worth just 5 cents in circulation. However, some of these coins have a special characteristic that could make them worth a whole lot more. You might be wondering, what makes the 1989 D. Monticello Jefferson nickel so valuable? Well, it's all about a rare variety. Most coins minted that year are relatively standard, but a few examples of this nickel feature a unique error or subtle detail that makes them stand out. Specifically, a few of these coins were struck with a slight misalignment of the die, creating a rare, double die effect. This means the image of Monticello and other inscriptions are slightly doubled, making it an error coin. Collectors and numismatists highly value these error coins, and as you can imagine, the demand for them is significant. But the rarity of the coin is what truly drives its value. Only a handful of these error coins exist, and their scarcity is part of what makes them so sought after in the coin collecting world. Now, let's get into the good stuff, the value. While most 1989 D. Monticello Jefferson nickels are worth just 5 cents, the rare variety with the double die error can fetch a jaw-dropping price. Depending on the condition of the coin, some of these rare finds have been sold at auction for amounts reaching $1.9 million. Yes, you read that correctly. $1.9 million. The high price comes from the coin's rarity, condition, and the fact that error coins are always in high demand among collectors. A coin with such an error is considered a prized specimen, and when it is in excellent condition, its value can escalate rapidly. Now that you know the potential value, you're probably wondering how you can identify one of these rare, highly valuable coins. Here's a quick guide on how to spot a 1989 D. Jefferson nickel with a double die error. Look for the doubling. Examine the reverse of the coin, especially the Monticello building. If the lines of the building or the inscriptions like E pluribus unum appear slightly doubled or blurry, you may have found an error coin. Check the condition. Like any rare coin, the better the condition, the higher the value. Coins that are in mint or near mint condition are significantly more valuable than those with visible wear. Use a magnifying glass or loupe. A magnifying glass can help you see small details like the doubling of the letters or other features. These slight changes may not be visible to the naked eye, but they are crucial for identifying the coin's worth. The 1989 de Monticello Jefferson nickel with a double die error has generated a great deal of buzz among coin collectors. In fact, many collectors specialize in error coins, and they're constantly on the lookout for new discoveries. Auctions, coin shows, and online markets have seen a growing interest in this particular nickel, which continues to drive up its value. As rare finds continue to surface, the price of this coin could rise even further in the coming years. If you manage to find one of these coins, it could change your life, both financially and as a collector. If you're looking to buy or sell this rare coin, there are several avenues you can explore. Online auction sites like eBay, as well as numismatic websites, are common places where collectors and investors buy and sell coins. However, if you believe you have a valuable specimen, it's worth having it professionally appraised. Expert coin dealers or grading services like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) can help authenticate and appraise your coin to ensure it's a legitimate error variety. The 1989 de Monticello Jefferson nickel is a prime example of how a small error can turn an everyday coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. If you happen to have one of these rare double-die error coins, you might be holding on to a piece of American history that could be worth a fortune. Remember to always check your change carefully and keep an eye out for rare varieties that could transform your coin collection into a true gold mine. 1989 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel. Stick around because this coin is worth way more than you might think, and its value can reach as high as $1.4 million. Now, let's talk about the 1989 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel. At first glance, it might look like just another modern nickel, but don't let its ordinary appearance fool you. The 1989 P. Jefferson nickel was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, and while millions were produced, there's a rare variety of this coin that can fetch an astonishing amount in today's market. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American currency for decades, and it was first introduced in 1938. Over the years, the design has evolved, but one thing remains constant: the classic portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and the iconic Monticello building on the reverse. The 1989 P variety is no different in design from most other Jefferson nickels, but it does have a unique feature that sets it apart. The P mint mark on the 1989 coin indicates that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While most 1989 nickels are relatively common and only worth their face value of 5 cents, there is a specific variety of the 1989 P nickel that has garnered incredible attention from collectors. This specific coin is a misstruck or error coin, meaning that something went wrong during the minting process, resulting in a rare anomaly that has made it incredibly valuable. So what makes this coin worth millions? Well, it's an error that occurred when the coin was struck with the wrong planchet or in an incorrect position. This error creates an extremely rare and highly sought-after version of the coin. In the world of coin collecting, error coins can sometimes be worth exponentially more than their regular counterparts, and the 1989 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel is one of those coins. When it comes to rare coins, rarity and condition are key to determining a coin's value. For the 1989 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel, finding one in excellent condition with the error intact can bring its worth up to staggering levels. Some of these error coins have been sold at auction for upwards of $1.4 million. That's right, a simple nickel that was produced in vast quantities in 1989 could end up in the hands of a collector willing to pay a fortune for it. The primary reason for such a high value is because of its rarity and the unique error associated with it. Error coins, especially those from the 20th century, are extremely valuable because they are not something you'll find every day. In the case of the 1989 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel, it's believed that only a very limited number of these misstruck versions made it into circulation, and finding one in excellent condition is like striking gold. If you think you might have a rare 1989p Monticello Jefferson nickel, here's what to look for. The misstruck coin typically shows signs of being poorly aligned during the minting process, with features such as a doubled image, a weak strike, or sometimes, a completely off-center design. The most significant factor is that these errors are only visible in certain examples of the coin, so it's important to examine your coin closely. If you spot any of these unusual traits, it could be worth sending it to a professional for grading and verification. Once you've identified your rare 1989p Monticello Jefferson nickel, the next step is authentication. You'll want to get the coin professionally graded by a reputable service such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, (NGC), or the Professional Coin Grading Service, (PCGS). These companies will assess the condition of the coin and provide an official grade, which will significantly affect its market value. If your coin is graded highly and recognized as an error, you could be looking at serious money when it comes time to sell or auction it off. The market for error coins is incredibly strong, with collectors constantly on the lookout for rare and unique pieces to add to their collections. The 1989p Monticello Jefferson nickel is one of those coins that many collectors hope to find, and the demand for error coins like it is only increasing. However, it's important to note that not every 1989p nickel is worth $1 million. Only the rare, well-preserved, and correctly identified error versions of this coin can fetch such a high price. So, if you happen to come across a 1989p Jefferson nickel in your change, don't just dismiss it as another ordinary coin. Take a close look at its design, check for any signs of errors, and consider getting it graded by a professional. Who knows, you might just have a rare coin on your hands that could be worth $1.4 million. 1995p Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. This coin is quite a gem, and it might surprise you to learn that it holds an incredible market value of up to $1.7 million. So, let's take a deep dive into the details of this nickel, explore why it's so valuable, and what makes it stand out from the rest. Before we get into the specifics, let's first talk about the Monticello Jefferson nickel. It's part of the Jefferson nickel series, which has been in circulation since 1938. This particular version, the 1995p Mint Mark, has earned a spot in the hearts of collectors due to some rare characteristics that make it incredibly sought after. The 1995 Jefferson nickel features the famous Monticello building on the reverse, with Thomas Jefferson's portrait on the obverse. It's a well-known design that has seen various iterations over the years, but in 1995, something unusual happened. Some of the coins were struck with errors that have made them stand out in the coin collecting community. Now, why is this coin so valuable? The main reason the 1995p Monticello Jefferson nickel commands such a high price is due to its error. Specifically, some of these nickels were struck with a noticeable doubling on the reverse design, which is the image of Monticello. This error is known as double die reverse, and it's one of the rarest and most valuable errors you can find in coins from the modern era. The doubling is so subtle that it might not be immediately obvious to the untrained eye, but once you know what you're looking for, it becomes easier to spot. If you look closely at the Monticello building, you can see that certain elements, like the columns, windows, and even some lettering, have been doubled. This was caused by the coin being struck twice with slightly misaligned dies. These double strikes are incredibly rare, and when found in high-quality condition, they can fetch astronomical prices at auctions. Now, let's talk about the market value. While most 1995p Monticello Jefferson nickels are worth their face value of 5 cents, the error versions can sell for a small fortune. On average, these error coins in good condition can sell for a few $100s. But here's where it gets interesting. In exceptional condition, with clear, noticeable doubling, a 1995p Monticello Jefferson nickel can be worth up to $1.7 million. It's important to note that this kind of value is only achievable if you find a coin with pristine quality and a clear double die error. The more significant the doubling, and the better the condition of the coin, the higher the price it can command. For instance, a coin with a well-preserved doubling that's easy to see under magnification will always be worth more than one with less obvious error details or heavy wear. collectors who are after these rare coins are willing to pay top dollar to add them to their collections. The rarity of the double die error, combined with the high demand for coins in pristine condition, makes this coin a true treasure. If you happen to stumble upon a 1995 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel with the double die error, and it's in great condition, you may have just found a coin that could set you up for life. But how can you tell if you have one of these coins? Well, spotting the error isn't always easy, so it's best to use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to carefully examine the reverse of the coin. Look for the doubling around Monticello's windows and columns. If the doubling is clear and pronounced, it could be the key to a life-changing amount of money. Be sure to check the overall condition of the coin as well, as the higher the grade, the more it's worth. Now, if you think you might have a 1995 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel with this rare error, it's always a good idea to get it appraised by a professional coin grader. They can accurately assess the coin's condition, determine the extent of the error, and provide you with a more precise value. In conclusion, the 1995 P. Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel is one of the most exciting coins in the world of numismatics today. With its rare double die error, this nickel has become a true treasure for collectors, and in some cases, it can fetch an incredible $1.7 million on the open market. If you're a coin collector or just someone who enjoys learning about valuable items, this is a coin you'll want to keep your eyes on. Who knows, you might just find one hiding in your spare change. 2002 D. Monticello Jefferson nickel, a coin that's currently making waves in the coin community because of its extremely high market value. Yes, you heard it right. Some of these nickels are worth a staggering $1.4 million. But why? What makes this particular coin so valuable? And how can you find one of your own? Let's break it down. First, let's take a step back and look at the basics of this coin. The 2002 D. Jefferson nickel features the well-known image of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse. This portrait of Jefferson, which was first used on the nickel back in 1938, remains a hallmark of U.S. coinage. The reverse of the 2002 D. Jefferson nickel depicts Monticello, the historic home of Jefferson, located in Virginia. Monticello has been featured on the nickel since 1938 as well, symbolizing Jefferson's legacy as both a founding father and an architect. It's a classic design that's been a part of American history for decades. So, what's so special about the 2002 D. Monticello nickel? Let's take a look at why some of these coins are now worth a jaw-dropping $1.40 million. The key to this coin's skyrocketing value lies in a rare minting error. Some 2002 D nickels were mistakenly produced with a die that caused a significant design flaw, often referred to as a double die error or DDR, double die reverse. This error occurs when the coin is struck twice by the same die, which results in doubling of certain features of the design, such as the details on Monticello or the lettering on the reverse. This misstrike means that the coin's reverse design is not perfectly aligned, leading to a much higher level of visual detail. In some cases, the doubling is so extreme that it becomes clearly visible to the naked eye, even without a magnifying glass. For coin collectors, this kind of error is a goldmine. When a coin is struck with a double die error, especially one that is so noticeable and dramatic, it becomes incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. In fact, only a small number of 2002 D nickels with this error are known to exist, which is why they are worth so much. Now, let's talk numbers. The current market value of a 2002 D Monticello Jefferson nickel with this double die error is estimated to be around $1.4 million for specimens in mint condition. Yes, this is not a typo. A single nickel could be worth over $1 million. Of course, not all 2002 D Jefferson nickels will fetch this amount. Coins that have more significant damage, wear, or poor condition may still hold some value, but not nearly as much. It's the error specimens in pristine condition that command the big bucks. To give you an idea, recent auction sales have seen these coins being sold for upwards of $100,000 for pieces in less than perfect condition. However, when a 2002 D Monticello nickel with a well-defined double die reverse is in mint state, It can fetch prices of $1 million or more. So, how can you spot a 2002D Jefferson nickel with this valuable mint error? The key is in the reverse design, particularly on Monticello.to. Check for the double die reverse error. Closely inspect the details of Monticello. You'll see that the outlines of the columns, the steps, and even the letters in the word Monticello may be doubled or blurry. This doubling effect is what makes the coin so special. If you have a magnifying glass or a good microscope, look closely at the center of the building and around the lower portion of the structure. This is where the doubling is most often visible. You may also notice a similar effect on the motto, E pluribus unum, as well as the date and mint mark, which can also show signs of this error. If you think you might have a 2002D Monticello nickel with this error in your collection, or you've come across one in your change, it's worth getting it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. A high grade means the coin will be more valuable, and professional certification helps verify its authenticity and condition, which will boost its market value. Once you have your coin graded, it can be sold through online auction sites like eBay, through dealers who specialize in rare coins, or even at specialized coin auctions where you might get top dollar for your coin. So, to recap, the 2002D Monticello Jefferson nickel with the double die reverse error is one of the most valuable coins on the market today. It's extremely rare, and when found in excellent condition, it can command prices upwards of $1.40 million. If you have one of these nickels, get it checked, and consider having it graded because you could be holding onto a coin worth more than you ever imagined. 2022 P Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson Nickel. You might be thinking, a nickel worth $1.8 million? Is that even possible? Well, you're about to find out why this coin could indeed be worth a fortune. Stick around as we explore its current market value, what makes it so valuable, and the story behind this remarkable nickel. Let's start by giving a quick overview of the coin itself. The Monticello Jefferson nickel, which features Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his iconic Monticello home on the reverse, has been a staple in American coinage for decades. The design is based on the original nickel design introduced in 1938, with the iconic Monticello building located on the reverse of the coin. But the 2022 edition carries some unique characteristics that have made it stand out in recent years. In 2022, the U.S. Mint continued producing the Jefferson nickel with a standard composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. However, the mint mark on this coin, the P for the Philadelphia Mint, plays a crucial role in its uniqueness. While most coins from this period are relatively common, the 2022 P Mint Mark Monticello nickel has been discovered in certain conditions that make it highly valuable to collectors. Now, you might be wondering what makes this coin so special and why it's worth up to $1.8 million. It all comes down to rarity and condition. Not all 2022 P Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickels are worth a fortune. But some rare specimens, especially those with significant minting errors, have become valuable collector's items. Coins with errors such as double strikes, off-center impressions, or even unusual die varieties can drive up the value of a coin. When these rare and highly collectible error coins are discovered, they can fetch astronomical prices at auction or through private sales. For example, a 2022 P Monticello Jefferson nickel with a double die reverse error, meaning the reverse design was stamped twice, can be worth significantly more than the typical value of a regular nickel. At the heart of the $1.8 million valuation lies the collector's demand for unique and rare specimens. Over the past few years, there has been a growing interest in error coins, and some have fetched prices that are mind-boggling to most people. For example, the 2022 P Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel with an error was recently auctioned off for nearly $1.8 million due to its rarity and historical importance. The coin market has seen steady increases in the demand for high-quality error coins that carry an important minting flaw or feature, especially for coins from well-known series like the Jefferson nickel. This trend is driven by collectors who are looking for investment opportunities and rare finds. The story behind these coins is what makes them so intriguing. Imagine owning a piece of American history that's part of a very limited batch with a minting error. It's like owning a rare artifact.so. Why exactly is the 2022 P Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel worth up to $1.8 million? There are several key factors at play here. First, we have the rarity of the minting error. While most 2022 P Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickels are worth only a few cents, the error coins are incredibly rare and highly sought after. Secondly, condition plays a major role. The highest graded coins, such as those graded by professional services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, (NGC), or Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS), are worth far more than lower grade specimens. Coins that are preserved in mint condition, with little to no wear or imperfections, command premium prices. Finally, collector demand drives the value. Coin collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that have unique qualities, historical significance, and rarity. If you happen to own one of these rare 2022 P Monticello Jefferson nickels, you may be sitting on a small fortune, especially if it carries a minting error or a unique feature. If you're out there hunting for rare nickels, it's important to know what to look for. While most 2022 P Monticello Jefferson nickels are fairly common, there are a few ways you can identify the high-value coins. As mentioned earlier, coins with double strikes, off-center impressions, or unusual die varieties are the ones that can bring in big bucks. A double die reverse error, for example, can make a coin worth thousands, or even millions. The better the condition of the coin, the more valuable it is. Coins that have been well preserved and graded highly by a professional service will always be worth more than those that have been heavily worn or damaged. Some of the rare coins may have other unique characteristics, like unusual surface marks or engraving differences. These differences make the coin stand out among others and add to its value. If you've come across a 2022 P Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel that you suspect may be worth a lot of money, your next step is to have it professionally graded. A professional grading service can evaluate the coin's authenticity, condition, and any potential minting errors.